I can't believe he fired Nathan just for feeding a hungry child." These words spread through the small town like wildfire. Nathan had been the kindest store manager anyone knew. That morning, he saw a small boy crying outside the grocery store, shaking from hunger. Even with his own mom's medical bills piling up, Nathan couldn't walk away. He used his employee discount to buy the child a warm meal. His district manager found out and fired him on the spot. 1 hour later, a black car stopped at the store. Inside was someone who had watched everything unfold, someone whose net worth was in the billions. What happened next would change not just Nathan's life, but the whole town's story. Hi everyone, welcome to Mystic Tales. Today I'm excited to share a new story with you. Nathan walked into Green Valley Market at 6 a.m., just like he had done every morning for the past 3 years. The early morning sun barely lit the parking lot as he unlocked the store doors. "Morning, Nathan," said Rita, the elderly cashier who always arrived early. "Those medical bills came in for your mom?" "Yeah, the hospital wants $3,000 more by next week," Nathan said, checking the produce section. "I picked up extra shifts, but it's still not enough." The morning went by normally. Nathan helped stock shelves, checked inventory, and assisted customers. Around noon, he noticed a small boy, maybe 7 or 8, standing outside the store entrance. The boy wore worn-out clothes and kept wiping his eyes. Nathan watched through the window as several customers walked past, barely giving the child a glance. "Hey buddy, are you okay?" Nathan stepped outside, keeping his voice gentle. "Where are your parents?" The boy looked up, his face streaked with tears. "Dad's at work. We ran out of food yesterday. He said wait until Friday when he gets paid, but I'm so hungry." Nathan knew this happened often in their town. Many families struggled between paychecks, especially single parents. He had seen that same look of hunger in his own reflection years ago when his dad lost his job. "Come inside with me," Nathan said. He led the boy to the deli section. "What's your name?" "Tommy," the boy whispered. Nathan grabbed a sandwich, some fruit, and a bottle of water. He used his employee discount card to pay, knowing it would come from his own pocket. "Here you go, Tommy. Eat this for now. Where does your dad work?" "The construction site down on Oak Street," Tommy said between bites. "He tries really hard, but Mom left and—" Just then, Mike, the district manager, walked in for a surprise inspection. His face turned red when he saw Nathan with Tommy. "My office now," Mike barked. "What do you think you're doing?" "Sir." This boy was hungry. His dad, "I don't care about excuses. You know our policy. No handouts, no exceptions. This is the 3rd time you've done this." "But he's just a child," Nathan said quietly. "And this is a business, not a charity. You're fired. Hand over your badge and keys." The other employees watched in shock. Rita started to speak up, but Nathan shook his head slightly, not wanting anyone else to risk their job. Tommy looked scared. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." "It's not your fault, buddy," Nathan said, removing his badge. "Make sure you finish that food, okay?" As Nathan walked out, several customers who had witnessed everything were already on their phones, sharing what happened. By the time he reached his car, the story had started spreading through their small community. What Nathan didn't notice was the man in the black suit sitting in his car across the street, watching everything unfold. The man pulled out his phone and made a call that would set unexpected events in motion. Nathan sat in his car, staring at the steering wheel. His hands shook as he calculated the bills in his head. His mom's medication, the rent, and now no job. His phone buzzed with messages from coworkers. Rita sent a text. "We're all upset about what happened. Mike was wrong. You did the right thing." A knock on his car window startled him. A man in a black suit stood there, holding a business card. Nathan rolled down his window. "Mr. Nathan Parker?" the man asked. "I'm David, assistant to Mr. Robert Anderson." Nathan knew that name. Robert Anderson owned not just Green Valley Market, but 30 other stores across the state. "Mr. Anderson would like to meet with you. He's at the main office downtown," David said. "What would the owner want to meet me? I just got fired," Nathan said. Tam saw everything that happened. Please, it's important. Nathan followed David's car to a modest office building downtown. No fancy skyscrapers or gold-plated doors, just a regular business district building. In the elevator, Nathan's mind raced. Maybe Mr. Anderson wanted to make sure he wouldn't sue the company, but Nathan wasn't that type of person. The office door read, Robert Anderson, CEO. Inside, a man in his 60s sat at a simple desk. Family photos lined the walls, not expensive artwork. Nathan, please sit down, Robert said. I watched what happened at the store. Tell me about Tommy. Nathan explained about the hungry child and his single father working construction. His voice grew quiet when he mentioned using his discount to buy food. 30 years ago, I was that hungry child, Robert said. A store clerk gave me a sandwich when my family had nothing. That simple act of kindness showed me that good people exist. Robert opened a drawer and pulled out some papers. I started with one small store and built it through hard work, but somewhere along the way, some of our managers forgot what matters most. Sir, I broke the rules. I understand why. Are you rules without compassion or just words on paper? Robert said. Mike was wrong. I'm offering you his position as district manager. Nathan sat there, stunned. But he showed exactly the kind of leadership we need. The salary is $80,000 a year, with full benefits that start immediately. That should help with your mother's medical bills. Don't know what to say, Nathan whispered. Say yes, and your first task will be to create a new store policy. Any employee can provide a meal to a hungry child, no questions asked. The company will cover it. Tears formed in Nathan's eyes as he thought about Tommy and all the other hungry children who might come to their stores. When can I start? Nathan asked. Right now, Robert smiled. David will help you with the paperwork. And Nathan, thank you for reminding me why I started this business in the first place. The next morning, Nathan returned to Green Valley Market. This time, he wore a different badge. Employees gathered around as he walked in, including Mike, who looked uncomfortable. Everyone, I need your attention, Nathan said. Mr. Anderson has made some changes. I'm your new district manager, and our first new policy starts today. Rita smiled from her register. Does this mean what I think it means? Nathan pulled out a memo. Any employee can now provide a meal to a hungry child. The company will cover all costs. No one will ever be punished for showing kindness. Mike stepped forward. Nathan, I'm sorry about yesterday. I was wrong. We all make mistakes, Nathan said. You'll be transferred to our Oak Street location as store manager. It's a fresh start. As Nathan checked store operations, he noticed Tommy's father walking in. The man looked tired from construction work, still wearing his safety vest. Are you Nathan? Tommy's father asked. I'm Jim. My boy told me what you did yesterday. I wanted to thank you personally. How's Tommy doing? Nathan asked. Better. I got paid early this morning. Things have been tough since his mom left, but I'm trying my best. Nathan thought for a moment. We're hiring for evening shifts. The pay is good, and you'd get employee benefits. Would that help? Jim's eyes lit up. Really? I could work here after construction. That would make a huge difference. Come by tomorrow. We'll sort out the paperwork, Nathan said. Later that day, Robert Anderson visited the store. He watched as Nathan trained the staff on the new policy. You're doing good work, Robert said. But there's more we can do. What if we started a food program for struggling families? Like a discount card for people between paychecks? Nathan suggested. Exactly. Help them bridge the gap with dignity. Work out the details and bring me a proposal. Nathan spent that evening at his mom's house, explaining everything that had happened. I always knew your kind heart would lead you somewhere good, his mom said, holding his hand. And now you can help other families too. The medical bills won't be a problem anymore, Nathan said. The new benefits package covers everything. His mom wiped away tears. You know what makes me most proud? You didn't help Tommy for any reward. You did it Because it was right. Nathan's phone buzzed. Rita sent a message. You should see how many people are sharing our story online. Other stores in town are starting similar programs. That night, Nathan sat at his desk, working on the family discount program. He thought about Tommy, about his own childhood struggles, about all the people one act of kindness could reach. Sometimes the right thing to do was simply the human thing to do. 1 month passed. Nathan's family discount program was running smoothly across all Green Valley Market stores. He sat in his office, reviewing the numbers with Robert. We've helped over 200 families this month, Nathan said, showing the report. The program costs are minimal compared to our regular operations. Robert nodded. Other grocery chains are calling me. They want to know how we make it work. It's simple, really. We verify income documents once, then provide a special store card. Families get 30% off essential items when they're struggling. The store intercom crackled. Nathan, to the front desk, please. At the entrance, he found Tommy and Jim. Tommy wore a new backpack, and Jim looked healthier, less tired. Look, Nathan, Tommy held up a school paper. I got an A in math. Dad says it's because I can focus better now that we have good food at home. Jim smiled. The evening job here changed everything. We even started a small savings account. That's great news, Nathan said. How's the construction work going? Better. The boss noticed I had more energy. Got promoted to team lead last week. Rita called from her register. Nathan, remember that elderly couple from yesterday? They're back. Nathan walked over to meet George and Martha, both in their 70s. They had come in yesterday, counting pennies for basic groceries. We wanted to thank you, Martha said. That discount card means we don't have to choose between food and medicine anymore. George held out a small envelope. Martha baked cookies for the break room. It's not much, but it means everything, Nathan finished. Thank you. Later that afternoon, Robert called Nathan to his office. A local news reporter wanted to cover their program. No cameras, Nathan said. Let's keep it simple. Just share the policy with other stores. They can adapt it for their communities. You're right, Robert agreed. Real change happens quietly, one family at a time. Nathan's phone buzzed. His mom sent a photo from her doctor's appointment. Her treatment was working, and the new insurance covered everything. Remember when you worried about being fired? Robert asked. Now you're changing company policy across the state. I just did what felt right that day with Tommy, Nathan said. That's exactly why it works. Kindness without show, help without judgment, simple as that. As Nathan drove home that evening, he passed the construction site where Jim worked. A new family was entering Green Valley Market, looking uncertain. The father wore worn work boots, carrying a small child. Nathan parked his car and walked back to the store. Some moments just felt familiar. Some people just needed to know that help was there, that kindness still existed in the world. And sometimes the biggest changes started with the smallest acts of compassion. 6 months after that life-changing day, Nathan sat in the break room with Rita, sharing morning coffee before the store opened. You know what I noticed? Rita said. People who got help from our program, they come back to volunteer when they're doing better. Nathan smiled. Like Jim. He stocks shelves every Tuesday evening, even though he got that big promotion at construction. The morning crew arrived, including Sarah, a single mom they'd helped 3 months ago. Now she worked part-time at the store while finishing her nursing degree. Nathan, you should see this. Sarah handed him her phone. A local business journal had written about how Green Valley Market's community program inspired changes across the state. 5 other grocery chains started similar programs, Sarah read. They say it actually improved their business. People want to shop where they feel cared for. Robert Anderson walked in, carrying a folder. Nathan, got a minute? In the office, Robert spread out some papers. Remember that proposal you made about expanding the program? The board approved it this morning. The one about adding job training? Nathan asked. Yes. We'll help people learn retail skills, basic accounting, inventory management. Give them a path forward, not just temporary help. Nathan thought about his journey from store manager to district manager. Like you did for me. You earned it, Robert said. By the way, Mike called from Oak Street. His store's community program is helping 30 families now. The store intercom buzzed. Tommy's voice came through, clear and confident. Nathan, can you come to the front? At the entrance, Tommy stood with his father and a group of construction workers. Dad's crew took up a collection, Tommy said. They want to donate to the food program. Jim handed Nathan an envelope. It's not much, just what the guys could spare, but we know it'll help someone else. Nathan looked at the modest sum. Every dollar came from working people who understood struggle, who chose to help others even when they didn't have much themselves. This means more than you know, Nathan said. Later that evening, Nathan visited his mom. Her health had improved significantly with proper medical care. I saw Tommy's dad at the store today, his mom said. Remember when you were worried about losing your job? I can't imagine being anywhere else, Nathan replied. As they sat on the porch, Nathan watched families walking home from the store, carrying grocery bags. Each person had a story, each family had struggles, and now they had a place that understood that. You know what makes me proud? His mom asked. Not the promotion or the program's success, it's that you stayed the same kind person you've always been. Nathan thought about that first day with Tommy, about how one moment of compassion had created ripples he never expected. Sometimes the smallest choices revealed the biggest truths about who we were and what really mattered in life. The sun set over their small town, and somewhere another store was adopting their program. Another family was getting help. Another chain of kindness was beginning. Loved this story? Tap that like button and subscribe to Mystic Tales for more. Let us know how this story made you feel with a single word in the comments.